Welcome to the AA Sports Podcast, minor league feel with major league discussion. Here are your hosts, Alan and Alan.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to episode 14 of the AA Sports Podcast. We are your hosts, Alan and Alan. Hope everyone's staying safe out there. You know, this is what, day 20 with no sports?
Is it?
Something like that.
I've lost count, man.
God, it feels like a month, and it's not even there yet.
Ugh.
But, you know, we're going to get a little baseball news that we have. Unfortunately, the first part of the news is kind of sad to report. So
Yeah, the first part of our news today is that legend for the Detroit Tigers, Kaline, has passed away at the age of 85.
Mr. Tiger.
Yeah, I mean, nobody wore a uniform better. His career WAR is a 92.8. He finished with 399 home runs, batting average of 297, and had over 3,000 hits. I think I even remember, like, when I was growing up watching Hey Arnold, they named a baseball player Mickey Kaline. So
I think so, yeah.
I think they took, Mickey Mantle and Al Kaline and combined them and made a great player. So
it must have been like players that the creators like grew up on or something.
Exactly.
Or like, something that had to do with their as baseball. So it's pretty nice. But so, rest in peace to a legend. Verlander, of course, was hit. Of course, being a Tiger, drafted. He got to know him, became good friends. So,
Yeah, I mean, Kaline, he was an 18-time All-Star, 10-time Gold Glove winner. He won the World Series in 1968 and even had a batting title. So, like I said, he's one of the greats to ever do it, and he just so happened to be in a Tigers uniform.
Yeah, so let's get into some lighter news. So, MLB, we talked about last week that they're considering all options. And now it's where they might actually have all 30 teams in one location. Because at first there was going to be, the 15 in Arizona, 15 in Florida, and kind of figure things out. But now it looks like Arizona is going to be the spot, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, they're talking about starting the season in early May in Arizona. All teams in Arizona. I don't know, man. I think if they need to start in May, then they need to start getting back to it like this week. I mean, we're already in the middle of April.
I think probably within I think this week they're going to try to agree to a deal, work things out, and then maybe ship everyone down for like a 2-week kind of spring training-ish. And there's a lot of options people are hearing with this starting now. There's 11 facilities, including Chase Field, being used.
Yep, I heard that.
They're going to be in a literally lockdown location where they're going to be staying. So there's no possibility of getting sick. Everyone's going to get tested before they go in. It seems like a lot, but it's baseball, at least something that people are looking for.
If we can get sports back together, if that's what we have to do, then I'm with it, because I'd rather get as many games in as possible. I know players are showing some support. Nolan Arenado said that if it's safe, he's in, sign him up. And they're saying playing without fans. I know that in China, they're actually talking about playing with robot mannequins in the stands. They're recruiting monkeys.
I guess it's just something to get sports going. I guess people just want to try to get to everyday lives. And the only thing I don't agree upon that they're negotiating or talking about a little bit is shortening the games.
Right. So are they talking about 7 innings with a doubleheader?
They're possibly just 7 games up here to get as many games in as possible.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if I like that either.
Yeah, because ultimately your starters can possibly go the whole way.
Yeah.
Not at first, of course, they got to get. But
how
once
would
they ramped
change the wins and losses? This could be big.
Yeah. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye on this to see what happens.
No, it would be a big advantage too if they shorten innings. If you're saying, because I mean that would mean that the starter could go 5, and most starters can go 5 all day long. I think you're bringing a closer, and I mean, dude, that's cake. That's gonna be a pitcher's dream right there if that's the situation.
Yeah, so it'd be very interesting to see if they actually do, shorten the games to 7 or. It's just, I don't know. It's nice reality, but they got to come back to okay, we got to think about this. Should we shorten the games to get more in, or should we just focus on doing 9 innings like we should and then?
Well, all I'm saying is May is less than a month away. If they're really thinking about starting early May, something needs to happen this week.
Yeah, I think by Friday they need to have a deal done to actually have this started. If not, it's going to be the middle of May.
Speaking of deals done, you're right. People are itching to get sports back. I think even Dana White is getting. He got himself a private island.
Apparently, the next day or two, he was finalizing the purchase of an island to have the UFC fights.
He said it's happening.
Yeah, he said the next day or two should be finalized. He purchased an island.
Yeah, I don't know about
UFC did,
right?
And then they're gonna, I guess maybe had a facility already there where they're gonna record.
They bought it, like they're gonna keep it.
To my knowledge, yeah.
UFC Island. This sounds like a movie. Like you go to the island and there's a big ring.
I can see like after
the
all
jungle.
this, like what is it? The TV show they do, like that's the island they go train on for the show and stuff. I can see them using after this, but it's interesting that they're finding a way to make this happen because I guess since it's their island, they can govern how they want it.
Bro, I'm just picturing an island. It's like party, and you just see a bunch of boats pulling up to the shore, and there's a big ring in the middle of it, and they're like UFC Fight Island.
God, they're finding a way, and then the possibility where before this broke of all 30 teams happening is the possibility of a home run derby, kind of like what NBA was talking about with a horse game. They're just trying to find ways, and this home run derby is interesting.
This home run derby, I would be down for. They're talking about having 30 players, one representative from each team. That sounds like a perfect home run derby to me. And to keep with the social distancing, they would be doing 1 round per day.
Because you think about it, so you're talking 15 matches day one.
But think about it. You're not just talking about whoever somebody decides they want to put in the home run derby. You're talking about one person to represent each team. That means hopefully the team gets to choose. Like, hey, you're the slugger. You go out there. I don't know what the Yankees are going to do, but everybody else. I mean, come on, man, that'd be great. Like, you're going to represent the team. You better go out there and hit bombs. That sounds like a dream.
That was more realistic to me hearing that than this 30 teams.
In Arizona? Yeah, I was thinking they were going to do like a split, like some teams in Florida, some teams in Arizona.
That's what the first we're talking
about.
And
then you expunge everybody out there. You play anybody you can, and then you try to switch it up somehow.
I think like you start like the first month before this gets cleared, like you fix the schedule where you all play each other. Most of the time, your division plays in the certain place. Very rarely there's some like unfortunately like Houston is in Florida, but most of their division rivals are in Arizona. So you got to figure something out where you got to keep divisions probably in the same location. Figure that out. But
I agree. Well, back to this home run, man. This home run derby. If you had one guy to represent your team, who's going to represent the Angels?
Ooh, I think it would have to be Trout. I think Trout would be down for it.
This is what I'm saying. We get to see players we actually want to see in a home run derby, not people that we never heard of or somebody who's just there. He's not even on an all-star team. He's representing.
Yeah. Of course, Mets would pick Alonso being the defending home run champ.
I would hope so, yes. Yeah. I would be okay with that. But Trout up there against Pete. If you got to
bring it on real quick, say Nationals, that would be a hard one. Who I would think, off the top of my head.
Probably somebody popular,
probably
Soto.
Soto would probably represent.
That's what I would assume.
Philly, you would either go I don't know. You probably just go with Harper.
Let Harper go out there, yeah. Let him go out there. This would be a great round.
Miami, that would be the, who knows. I can't think of the top of my head. Atlanta would be interesting too. Probably be Acuna.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So then we'll stick with the East, the AL Yankees. With
I would assume Stanton or Judge.
With them two injured.
Oh,
you got to think about that. You probably got to go with Gleyber Torres. Who else? Not Mayhew. He only hits bombs in Yankee Stadium.
That's because Yankee Stadium's short. That's why everybody has bombs there.
I would have to say Gleyber Torres. I think for them, Red Sox, Devers maybe. Vlad Jr. for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, Vlad would go there for sure.
Then who are else missing? Oh, Orioles.
Well, I guess you go with the guy who struck out 59 times.
I was going to say Davis.
Yeah, maybe.
That's pretty much it, that division. So then we go, let's see, Central, NL. So let's go. Probably if you go Milwaukee, it'll probably be Yelich. Cubs, either Bryant or Rizzo.
Bryant, probably.
And then let's see, we did Milwaukee, did that. Reds.
Eugenio Suarez last year. He's the guy who hit 49 home runs.
And then let's see, we did Reds. We did Cubs, Reds, Milwaukee. Oh, St. Louis.
Oh, the Cardinals.
I don't know if they got anyone really no more. Because Azuna left.
St. Louis. Paul Goldschmidt? Is he on St. Louis?
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
He's first baseman.
Obviously, you would probably go with someone like Goldschmidt. I don't know, maybe not.
And then who are forgetting that division?
Is the White Sox in there? Or is that something?
No, that's AL.
AL? Oh, we're talking about NL.
Yeah. We did Reds. We did Cubs, St. Louis, Milwaukee. I feel like we're forgetting someone. Who are we forgetting? Clearly someone no one special.
Yeah, exactly.
God, why am I having a brain fart right now? I feel stupid.
That's all right.
All right.
I mean, I'm just saying, but you get guys like that. You get guys like Bellinger out there, Nelson Cruz. I don't know, Alex Bregman. Who knows who's out there? It would be very interesting. I think I would be down. So I hope they put it together. Who knows?
And I would think you have to keep it fair and do like a pitching machine.
These guys aren't going to hit off a pitching machine. These guys are going to hit off their.
But you're gonna have to bring someone to get them tested.
Yeah, but I'm sure they can get their hitting coach out there. I'm telling you right now, they'll
figure it out. But
they're not going to use a pitching machine.
But
I mean, it'd be interesting. I'd be open to see how they would do it.
Yeah.
But I like the way that they've changed it this year because in the years past or the last couple years, anyways, where they're letting them hit for a certain timed amount. Because I like that way better than a 10 strikeout crap.
Yeah,
because
you take your time.
If you get bad pitches, this and that, you only get one swing, and if it doesn't go over the fence, it's an out. That's dead. The timing is perfect. I love the way it's set up now, man.
Yeah, because at first I was like, we mean time. We are shortening it. Like, are we still going to see the same amount of home runs? But they're just taking anything.
They've been setting records.
Yeah.
I wish they would have done this when Ken Griffey Jr. was hitting home runs, man. This would have been just to see that swing for 5 minutes. Oh, my God. All right. So, yeah, that like I said, if you guys are thinking about the Home Run Derby, MLB, let's do it. This sounds great.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on from there, I guess our next piece of news, it seems like The Sandlot came out 27 years ago today.
Yes.
Wow.
There's 3 big movies that came out today, anniversaries. Baseball-wise, our favorite is Sandlot, 27. Of course, 2 ones from our childhood, 25 years, is Bad Boys and the Goofy movie.
Yeah, great.
But with The Sandlot, 25 years ago, a couple years ago, so it's now 27. There's actually a documentary coming out this summer on FS1 of The Sandlot.
Of the original Sandlot?
Yes.
When are they coming out with the TV series? I thought the original
They're
cast
in
was
the
coming
works
back.
and talking about that still, probably Disney. Of course, everything probably pushed back with this.
Do you know there's like 3 or 4 Sandlots out? There's one I just saw on Netflix. I didn't even know it was out. I was like, what is this? I put it on my watch list, but I didn't even know it was a thing.
Yeah, I saw it too. I was like,
I saw the one from the 70s where they had a rocket ship or whatever, but they have a newer one. I'm like, what is this? So what are they talking about with this documentary?
pretty much they have behind the scenes footage of them as kids talking about it, and then they interview the cast how much fun it was because it was a summer of fun for them recording that. So it's posted. I think they said August. Fox Sports is going to have it. So
hey, that'd be something to look forward to. Hopefully, we have sports by then.
Yeah,
though.
we should. But yeah, I think it's something nice. I'm surprised they did it 27. Something bigger like 30 anniversary, 30 years.
Yeah.
But still, we'll take it. So.
Oh yeah. Well, whenever this documentary comes out, I'm sure we'll tell you guys more about it. So look out for that in August.
Yep.
All right. So then moving on, it looks like we have some more news going on. So earlier today, I got notification that Marcus Stroman claims Jose Bautista could come back and be a two-way player. So he posted a footage of him throwing a baseball today.
Yeah, so we've heard that Bautista was trying to come back because he said he can pitch. And then Stroman, being a former teammate of him in Toronto, said he can pitch. And then people were like, oh, you're BSing. So I guess he's there with Stroman in Florida working out, and they post the video.
So it's kind of like the opposite of Rick Ankiel. So guys went from a pitcher to a position player, and now we're got a position player who's going to go to a pitcher. Well, you know what? I saw the video. He's pitching in a nice mansion, but I only saw one pitch.
Yeah.
It looked like it was a slider. And it looked okay, but who knows what take that was? Who knows how fast it was? I'm not sold yet. That's all I'm saying.
It's very interesting at his point in his career that he would try to do this. Why did you wait?
He's like, what, 38? I mean, he's
38, 39, something like that.
He's getting up there. I know he was like 30-something when he was getting beat up. So, but you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking if Jose Bautista comes back as a pitcher, obviously he's going to be a short-term guy, short relief guy. Yeah. I think if he came back as a closer, that would be great because after he strikes out the last person, instead of doing a bat flip, he could do something, I don't know, throw the ball in the stands and throw his glove like, woo.
Yeah. I hope for the best. Maybe someone give him a minor league contract, let him try it out because...
Hey, maybe the Orioles could do it.
Something, just try it out. Why not?
Well, I'm just hoping the Orioles will do it because he can come here in Norfolk and we'll see him play.
Yeah, that'd be interesting watching him rehab here. That'd be awesome.
Rehab would be him trying to get a start.
Well, yeah, but...
It'd be funny watching him going through the whole newness of being a pitcher. I mean, like I said, I saw one pitch. I can't make any ends on that one piece of footage. It was like a 10-second clip. I need more than that.
Yeah. So he would definitely extended spring training, probably whoever signs him, and then whoever when that starts.
I mean, yeah, what do we see? I saw him throw a slider. Yes, it had some movement. Was it nasty? We'll see.
Yeah, he might be a good, but you got to think about it now, with the 3-batter minimum rule, that could change.
Exactly. Does he have it in him? But you would think they're going to make sure this guy can throw. If Stroman has his back, that's fine, but I hope Stroman's not just saying it because he's his friend. I hope he's actually saying it because this guy has something to be worthy of talking about.
And I'm pretty sure he's given some good pointers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm absolutely sure he is. He's probably showing him a nasty pitch that he's not showing anybody else. He's like, look, man, this is how you throw this filthy circle changeup or something. Who knows?
Yeah, so that's pretty much all we got for news. It's a short week, It is quiet around with no sports, so it's not much news breaking.
Guys, we're just happy that we're talking to you at all about any kind of sports news during this coronavirus epidemic. I mean, I felt like we've been quarantined for a year and a half of nothing. It's like, what day is it? Who knows?
It is. It even threw me off on the way over here. The local restaurant that always closed on Tuesday is open for to-go orders.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Dirty Buffalo. I was
Dirty Buff is open. Okay.
Yeah, I was confused. I'm like, well, I guess they got to get what they can get.
And if you guys don't know, restaurants mostly close on Tuesdays because that's the slowest day of the week for them.
So, yeah. So when we talk about what we're going to talk about this week, because there's no list, news, and stuff, we're going to talk about some of our favorite baseball memories this week.
Yeah. I mean, we just kind of threw this together, so bear with us.
Yeah. So I think the furthest memory I can remember of baseball is playing t-ball.
Yeah. Who doesn't remember
Yeah.
t-ball? I mean, look, we're like 4 years old at the time playing. Yeah.
That's the furthest back memory I can think of is starting with baseball, and then the love grows and grows playing together.
Yeah, me and Alan actually met playing t-ball together, so I mean we go back pretty far. Like I said, I remember us playing on Hare 1 together. It was the team here in our local pony ball field. It was good times.
Yeah.
I think one of my oldest memories was back. I had to have been under the age of 5 because Harbor Park is the new stadium that the Tides have been playing at since 1993.
Yep.
So I remember seeing a game at Mets Park, which was the stadium prior to that. I was too young to remember any of the game. All I remember was sitting in the bleachers. They had bleacher seats. That's the only memory I really have.
Yeah, I apparently went there, but I don't remember
Exactly.
it.
That's what I'm saying. It was like well beyond our time.
Yeah. All I remember, my memories, is Harbor Park. So that was after 93 and stuff. So
Exactly.
But, we're talking about Harbor Park and the Norfolk Tides here as our AAA team here. For majority of our life, it was the Mets, how we grew up fans. And then, of course, right after high school, during high school, they switched.
Yeah, about 05, I think they switched to the Orioles.
Something like that, yeah.
Yep.
And so, unfortunately, but the biggest game and memory that I think we both have is we talked about a couple weeks ago with Piazza, is when Piazza rehabbed here in Norfolk.
Piazza came here rehabbed for about, 3 or 4 games, I think. It was the highest crowd recorded at Harbor Park at the time. I'm not sure if they've beat that since then.
Yeah.
But when Mike Piazza came back down here to rehab, it was news.
Yeah, because we see, the young guys coming up. We don't see an all-star, possible, future Hall of Famer.
Right. And granted, he was kind of near the back end of his career, but he was still playing for the Mets, obviously, and he was kind of transitioning from catcher to first base at the time.
Yeah, because he did catch the majority of the game, and then towards the end, he switched to first base to try it out a little bit.
And lucky for the fans, he didn't hit much, but he did hit one dinger.
Yes.
So that was good.
And it was kind of cool because I remember my dad's work did their work picnic that day, so brought Alan, and we actually got some free food and stuff.
Yeah. How could you go wrong? Little kids getting free food, watching Mike Piazza hit.
Yeah.
What better to do than that?
So it's a very good memory with that one. So, and then we actually shared the next one we're going to talk about, our first MLB game.
Our first MLB game together.
Well, no, we went to our first one, period. In 2006.
I went to one prior to that.
Where do you when?
All right, so this is how unscripted this is.
Yeah.
So I went to the Nationals game when they first became a team. Right after they were not the Expos, they opened up in RFK. I saw them in 2005 when they played. It was right before Zimmerman got the call up. They played the Astros, and that was the year the Astros went to the World Series, but they didn't win. So we were traveled up to D.C. My dad's company, they just got a new owner, and they decided they're going to go take us to a game. We got there, got on a bus. We went to the RFK, and when we were getting off the bus, he gave everybody $20 bills. I was like, this is great. But being the cheap bastard I am, I decided to pocket that money and just enjoy the game. So that was the first game I went to.
I do remember that.
But that's not the first Mets game.
Yes.
So me and Alan, we were, like you said, we're big Mets fans. And the first Mets game we went to, we were pretty young. And we decided, hey, man, we're going to road trip this.
Yeah, it was 2006. So, Alan, it was a little bit after Alan graduated high school. I've been out of school for a year. We decided to go. It was a Sunday game. Went to a Mets game. We flew up there.
Oh yeah,
I remember. We got I remember. I think my mom or something.
We made good time.
Where are y'all at? We're like, oh, we're in DC already. I'm like, yeah, I did kind of 90 the whole way there. So it took us 2.5 hours. You're supposed to take 3.5.
But to be fair, that's what traffic on 64 is just everybody's going 90. So it doesn't. It's okay.
But it was a Sunday game. It was the last game of the season. It was RFK, so it didn't even feel like a baseball game, really.
Right. Well, the one thing that I remember taking away from it is that it felt like a Mets home game.
Yes.
For the first couple games, me and Alan would go anytime, any game at RFK.
At least for the Mets. The start of the Nationals.
Right. It felt like Mets home games, and me and Alan loved it because they was always crushing the Nationals at the time.
But it was the last game of 2006. Mets already clinched the division. We're about to go to playoffs. And it was kind of cool because it was actually Frank Robinson's last game managing the Nationals before he retired. So it was kind of cool seeing that. And then it was, like I said, it didn't feel like a baseball game because of RFK.
And like I said, but we were so excited because this is when we had a team that we really liked put together. I mean, you're talking about like Reyes, David Wright,
Delgado.
Beltran. Oh my gosh, yeah, Carlos Delgado, Beltran. I mean, great teams.
Yeah, so so it was fun, and then our next game together.
Yeah, so I remember this next game. Me and Alan were like, "Hey man, we got these great seats. This is a good game." We were on our way to RFK. I don't remember what night of the day of the week it was.
Friday or Saturday night.
Okay, so it was a
weekend.
Game. Okay, yeah, it was a night game. We were going up on the S10. We had great seats, and we were lost in DC. We were passing some kind of monument or something. I was like, "What is that?" Like, we don't know. I was like, "Dude, where are we?" I don't know how we got lost. I don't even know if GPS was a thing.
I think traffic. Yeah, no GPS then. Traffic was backed up. So I remember we used the rest stop for bathroom. And the game was just starting, so we're like, we're almost there. We should only get there by the second or third inning.
Right, and what made it worse was that not only were we lost during the game, and we had great seats, but the Mets were killing it. I don't know what the score was, but they were running it up. All I heard was Reyes hit it and boom, and then everybody scored. Yeah. And I'm like, no, we're missing it.
Yeah, so we finally get there. I think it was the fourth or fifth inning
after we've done damage.
Yeah, and then so.
It's okay. I mean, like we showed up, we sat down in our seats. I was at RFK. I think some other people were sitting there like, where'd these guys come from? You guys just get sneaked out from the nosebleed section?
Yeah, we had tickets, bro.
Yeah, exactly. It was still a great game. I just wish we would have been there when they were racking it up.
Definitely. They've been much, much better. All right, then I would say our first game at Nationals Park, I think it was.
Yeah, Nationals Park, when it was built, it was great. And somehow we figured out where to park too, like the best parking situation.
Yeah, so it was like brand new. I actually had a manager that I worked under at the restaurant here, Alfredo. He was a GM of a single A Cubs, and his old scout or something was with the Nationals, got his tickets. So we went up there. This Nationals brand new. There's nothing. This is where straight they built the stadium. Yeah, in the hood, like tearing buildings down.
No high rise apartments like there are now. Like I was like, whoa, where'd all this stuff come from?
Yeah.
But we got cool parking spots because they had the garages. Alan found a parking space right behind the front of the stadium, basically.
Yeah, it was like a construction zone, $5.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah, exactly.
So we parked there, we walked in, and like Alfredo's like, I got some good seats. We're like, okay, what kind of good seats? Yeah, it was called the Diming Level. It's literally right behind home plate, padded seats with waiters behind it. And of course, it was lucky it was a Mets game. Right,
and it wasn't. We were supposed to see a different pitcher that game. We got to see an older pitcher. I can't remember exactly who it was now, but we were supposed to see I don't know who it was. Maybe like Johan Santana or somebody like that.
I think it was Santana, but got scratched or something.
And we saw an older pitcher who did his thing, though. He did some work.
Yeah.
I just remember, I don't remember too much, but I remember that we didn't sit exactly with them. We sat closer to the backstop. And then one guy was hating on my Tom Glavine jersey. He's like, oh, you dare wear that here? I'm like, bro, calm down.
Yeah, it was very interesting. But what I remember about that game is after the fact, him taking us to the single A Nationals Park.
Yeah, we went to the Potomac National Stadium to see
they
some
had
kind of tryout.
They had a draft workout.
Yeah.
This is before the draft. This is the year they drafted Strasburg. The scout who Alfredo knew was the West Coast scout, and he's like, "Who y'all drafting?" He's like, "Dude, is that really a question?" Everyone knew it was Strasburg, and he's like, "Yeah, we're going to draft him."
And obviously that was a great draft.
Yeah. And then they went to where it was kind of cool to see the scouts. He pitched some BP, watched these future. Of course, I don't remember none of the names because they were talking. It was just okay, you're up, and then so
I don't remember none of the names either. I remember a lot of the guys were small. Some of the guys didn't really look like they're going to get drafted to me. But then there were some other guys out there absolutely raking. They were hitting them off the signs out past the fence. So it was some pretty good stuff. The stadium itself was really small, tiny. Makes me thankful that we have a AAA stadium that's actually kind of professional looking.
Like, okay, we're going to the minor league stadium. It was like, okay, cool. And then we got there. I'm like, this is it.
This reminds me of like Fever Pitch Stadium or something. I don't know.
So that's when I was like, oh, this is single A.
Yeah.
So now I know the difference between us being AAA and now single A.
Yeah, this is like going to a NASCAR race and then going to like a go-kart race with like a homemade track. So it was definitely a great experience. I mean, we didn't get home till late because it was like a day game. We stayed till the tryout for like hours after that game, like a whole nother game worth of time.
Like 12-1, 2.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but it was fun.
But then the next one, Alfredo said, I'll get you hooked up, talk to this guy. We got tickets. So me, Alan, and our friend Mike went up there. Well, days before we were supposed to go, Alfredo unfortunately got fired from the restaurant. So I couldn't confirm, and I tried to reach out to him. He's like, he texted me or something like, "You should be good." We went up there.
Yeah, and we went up there, and I never got a better tour of the outside of a stadium in my life. So we were
like, go here. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, so we were outside of National Stadium trying to get tickets. We were Alan was talking to him. We were waiting. We were just.
And then I remember we met Mark Reynolds' like cousin or something, because he's like, "Oh, you're here." I'm like, "Yeah, we're from but." We finally get to the place. Lady was about to hand us the tickets. I remember this, like, perfect. They got a hold of them. And then as before, he said he didn't talk to Alfredo. I'm like, oh my God. The best I can do is offer you this. And we're like, fine. Since we're here, we might as well just watch the game.
Yeah, well, we bit the bullet and we got these tickets that were
$10.
They're
upper deck behind
a foul pole in right field. And the foul pole was in the way. I think it should be illegal to sell tickets there because you couldn't see anything. I mean, I saw like a little bit of the outfield and maybe the shortstop.
I think we stayed there for like only 2 innings.
If that. We stayed there for long enough time to realize this is a bad situation. And we decided to bite the bullet.
Spot, we just went right over there.
Yeah, we went across the stadium, found these escalators that took you up to heaven, and we were literally in the nosebleed section. I was like, well, you know what? This is better than the seats we were at, although the elevation level was a lot higher.
Yes,
I felt
our first ever elevation that level.
I thought nosebleed tickets was like a statement, but it was literally like my head was getting dizzy. I was like, whoa, we are really high up here. And every time somebody hit the ball, a pop-up, we were getting loud, like, oh, we thought it was a home run, but it was like barely getting it out of the infield. And everybody around us was like, are you guys serious? Like, oh, I'm sorry. We've never sat in these seats before.
Yeah.
Like you had to take an escalator to get you up there because it was so high, dude.
Yeah. It was very interesting to see from that point of view. I've sat in there since then, like once or twice. I don't think
I'd want to sit there again though. I think I'd rather get.
I think I did a level below.
I would at least want to be a level below.
Yeah. So yeah, that was interesting. But yeah, and then I think one of the worst games I went to a DC Mets game one time, and we were getting blown out by the third inning, and we left, and we got Georgetown cupcakes.
Oh, nice. Yeah. There's not like a line or a wait list.
Oh, it was like a good 30-minute wait. Finally, it took us an hour to get there, and then wait another 30 minutes, but it was worth it.
Well, I think one of the worst games that we went to, me and my wife went to the game at Nationals Park, and it was in the middle of the summer, and it just so happened to be a record-setting hottest day in D.C. Like it was like 110, 114 with the heat index. I was just sweating, and I ate some peanuts, and they were just nothing but peanut stuff all over my skin. It was terrible, dude.
So I would say the best game I went to, not with you, was my first game with my wife with my friend John. I sat behind home plate, like I forgot what's called. It was like the box or something. It was 6 rows behind home plate.
Okay.
Opening day against the Phillies. It was Roy Halladay's first start with the Phillies.
Huh.
Beautiful seats. And I told her, like, this is the best seats you're ever probably going to sit in. And then I think that next year or so, we went, I think it was like July 3rd or 2nd. 4th of July in DC, hot as hell and packed. I remember it was cool, but God, it was hot.
Well, what's funny is I think another game that we forgot to mention that you and I went to that we, just a game that we would normally not go to was a spring training game against the Red Sox.
Yes.
Nationals and Red Sox. And that was so cool because we got to see a lot of Red Sox pitchers at the time that were great.
That was the game before the opening day I went to.
Oh, okay.
Because I remember that's when I heard that Obama was throwing out the first pitch. I was like, okay, now I need to get here even earlier to get through security, and that was lockdown.
Well, yeah, I bet it was. But the spring training game was cool because we got to see Dice K pitch. I think we got to see Tim Wakefield pitch.
I remember
throw the knuckleball. I mean, we got to see. So I don't remember who was on that Red Sox team, but they were a good team. David Ortiz.
Because this was, I think, 2010. I think so.
Okay. It might have been about that time.
Yeah,
I would have to go to some digging to see who was pitching, but I'm pretty sure it was Matsuzaka, and then they had a lot. We got to see at least 7 pitchers, and at least 3 or 4 of them would have been starters on a normal day. Yeah,
it was definitely cool to see an exhibition game. It was different. It was cheaper. Seeing some of these Red Sox players because they normally don't play the Nationals.
Exactly.
So it was a lot of fun, and then if I got to think about the best MLB game I've been to
in person,
okay, I got to think to my first game I went to Citi Field.
Oh yeah, I bet that was.
So it was 2015 May. I remember I just worked 30 days straight at work, and I was I'm taking this weekend off. Me and my wife went to DC, and it was a Saturday night game. DeGrom pitched.
You mean you went to New York?
Yeah. DeGrom pitched. It was actually my center field because I was with the 7 line. It was raining, but I remember then it was a record for 12 runs in an inning. Flores hit a grand slam.
Oh, yeah. It was just...
And actually from that inning, I actually won an auction from Mets.com for Granderson single during that inning. So I had that as a memory.
Okay.
But that would be like one because, the big inning, sitting with him, first game in Citi Field.
And actually going to New York to see the game.
Yeah.
I know me and Alan were talking about it for years, trying to go up to Shea Stadium and see a game before they closed it down. But, that never happened, unfortunately. And I've still yet to go to New York to see a game. Hopefully that'll happen soon.
It was supposed to be this year. We'll see what happens.
Right. I think when I think of one of my favorite games, I think it's more of the experience. One of my favorite, I have 2 favorite games, I guess. So one of my favorite games was in 2018 on September 22nd. I got to take my dad to a Nationals game. My dad's never been to a Mets game, so it was his first Mets game. We lost 6-0. The Nationals held us to 1 hit, but just the fact that I got to take him to a Mets game was pretty cool. And it made it a little bit better because ODU's football team actually beat Virginia Tech that year, 49-35 the same day. So that was cool. The next game that I liked was when I went to Pennsylvania. I got to go to a Pirates game. And the reason I say it was one of my favorite games is because of the experience. Because when we go to Nationals, you're in a big city. It's kind of run down, this and that, whatever. But when we go to Pittsburgh, we park across the water, take a ferry, drive by Heinz Field, and it puts you right in front of the stadium. And then the freaking Pirates fans are crazy. The stadium's really beautiful. It's nice. The Pirates fans are all out there. I don't see any other team colors. It's just gold and black, and they're over there waving their pirate flags, and everybody's having a great time. So experience-wise, it was pretty cool.
Yeah. Of course, everyone wants to go to every stadium, and that's one on my list because everyone says how beautiful it is and stuff. So it's definitely on the to-do list.
And I know another thing that me and Alan did, we went to Orioles fan experience.
Yes.
We got free tickets from the Tides, Norfolk Tides. Thank you, guys. That was pretty cool. But this is different because we've never even been to an Orioles game, but we're over here touring their stadium and seeing where everybody goes and walking out onto the field.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool.
Awesome. Like we did, the first autograph session or something. We're like, let's go do a tour, and we walked down there and like, sure, just go right in, and then it was cool seeing behind the scenes, seeing people's lockers and stuff. And then walking down like, oh, we're about to go out the dugout.
Yeah.
And then I remember videotaping on my phone, and it's just cool to think like this is how, and then just seeing the stadium from that level.
It's like having 2 kids in a candy store, man. We walk out there and see the field, and we're out there in the dugout. It's just like,
and it was cool because being in the dugout, I did like the tour with Nationals. I think that 4th of July weekend, but since the that's limited on your tour. If you go to a non-game, you actually go tour the dugout at their dugout. But when it's a game day, you only get to go sit in the visitor dugout, which is cool still. But they're like, oh, don't come on the field. At least the Oriole thing, you got on the field a little bit. You can take pictures.
Take pictures. That field looked beautiful. It was a nice day. It was cold, but it was nice, sunny. And it was also pretty cool because I think we were originally standing there. We were in like this line that it was like wrapped around the whole building, and we're like, dude, we're not gonna get in here, man. And it was supposed to be the VIP entrance, right? And we just like, forget it. We're gonna walk through. How are they gonna stop us? Anyways,
yeah. We took the elevator down and all this stuff. Like, yeah.
But walking to the convention center, I guess, or whatever, where they had the actual what is it? The fan day, fan fest. You do pass through the stadium, and they have. It's cool because at Oriole Stadium at Camden Yards, they have notated where home runs have been hit. I mean, we're walking and we see a building just standing up behind it, and there's where Griffey hit it on the wall. You know?
Yeah, that one. I remember like, who hit it here? And I was like, Griffey. I'm like, of course he did. So it's cool that they do that. Just like I still want to go to an Oriole game, and I think we kind of talked about possibly going to see an Angels game.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That's about who I definitely want to see play there because that's about the closest they play here.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, all right. So let's move on. So what is the best baseball moment that you've seen on TV?
It's so tough. I think it's a little bitter for me, but I remember to this day is 2006 Game 7 of the NLCS.
Hold on, we're talking about the best one, right?
It's my best one because I remember like the thinking. Unfortunately, didn't end well. But
the catch,
yeah.
So
the catch, I think, is that moment. It's still, I have the picture like you do, but other than that, I kind of watch it. I remember glitching at work. Is the no hitter by Johan? Because I worked at a restaurant at the time, which I was bored because they put me in pantry. Yep. So I literally sat back there and make salads and dessert. And so on my phone, this is when MLB TV was new. Right. The Wi-Fi wasn't great, but I watched clips and then remember finishing the game at a bar after it happened. But yeah.
Well, back to the 06 game. So Andy Chavez caught the ball, which that was like the most hype I've been in a long time on a game when we were watching that. But then after that, it was like the we had
down.
It was a letdown. Carlos Beltran, was that the game he just sat there and watched it?
Yeah,
man, that was tough to watch.
This young guy named Adam Wainwright closed the game out with that damn curveball.
Oh man, I think so. The best moment that I remember on TV had to have been after 9/11. We finally got back to baseball.
Yes.
The Mets played the Yankees. We were all still shocked from what happened in the world. And then all of a sudden, it was a pretty tight game. Nobody scored. And then Mike Piazza comes up and hits an absolute dinger. And, the crowd was just like, yes, we needed this. Like, we needed this kind of thing in our life right now. So that was a great game.
Yes.
Back to like our dream Mets, So that was one of the best moments I've seen. Do you have one of the worst moments that you've seen in baseball on TV?
The worst one was last year for me.
Okay.
In DC.
Okay.
Giving up, 6 runs in the bottom of the 9th?
Oh.
If I remember when, when Edwin Diaz gave up the grand slam for the Nationals to come back to win the game.
That was insane.
I remember throwing my remote and going out, sitting in the living room. I was like, what? I was like, you don't want to know.
I remember texting Al, and I was like, the Nationals are going to lose. They suck, blah, blah, blah. And guess what? I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it. And look what they did with the momentum they got.
Yeah, because that broke me for a while.
Oh, man.
Because it was like, we have a chance. We're gliding like, yes. And then, because if we would have won that game, we would have swept them that weekend.
Yeah.
And we had still taken 2 out of 3, but still, it's just, that was devastating. Like, I was glad we won the next day because I was like, how are we going to pick ourselves up after that? That would be probably one of my worst moments.
Well, yeah, I agree, man. One of the worst moments that I remember on TV, minus the Chase Utley situation where he broke our second baseman's leg, was Armando Galarraga's blown call for his no-hit bid as a Tiger.
God, yes.
Since we're talking about the Tigers, I mean, I watched this game. I think it might have been a time when they were like, MLB TV was like, hey, we have a no-hitter, so we're going to show you this coverage every single inning while he's pitching. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then the dude's doing his thing. I'm watching it. I see it. Everybody in the world sees it. He was out by a whole step for a no-hitter, and he just called him safe. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
I remember that.
Galarraga took it like a champ. I mean, he just had a smile on his face like in disbelief, but that was one of the worst things I've seen on TV because it was, I mean, that's all he had. His career didn't pan out after that or anything. He pitched in Norfolk for us for a year maybe.
For a year, like here and there, when he's trying to rehab, and then he just called it career.
But that was his moment that got taken away from him by a blown call. I know there was people saying, hey, this guy deserves to get this no-hitter, and the league decided they're not going to overturn the call. Even the umpire said he blew the call. It's crazy. All right, well, that's the worst one that I've seen, man.
And then the other memory for me was I don't know if it's like a good memory, bad memory. It was just a satisfying moment is when Wright came back to play his last game.
Man, that was that. Are you saying worst moment?
No, I'm saying worst moment. It was just like a moment for me.
That was a sad moment for me because I knew this was going to be it. I really wanted him to get a hit, but it just wasn't in the picture.
And I think that's when it realized that like how old I'm getting because it's like seeing some of these players retire and stuff. But that one hit me the most. Being a local guy, grew up a captain. Like I remember, like almost buying tickets and said, "I figure a way to get up there."
Yeah,
like,
man.
I almost bought 2 tickets. Like Alan, we're gonna figure a way. We're going to this.
I wish I did.
Like
at the time, I mean, I don't know if Wright was ready to come back because he was looking really skinny, and his swing wasn't looking that great. Like he wasn't ready to catch up to the fastball. I don't think. And I think the same thing's going to happen to Pedroia if he tries to come back too, man. I just don't think there's enough juice right there.
Yeah, I think it's about time. I think when you realize so much where you're trying, it just beats you too much. But, we saw Wright last year. He's retired. He's happy. He's hanging out with his 2 daughters, so he's living life. So, but yeah, so the next thing we're going to talk about in a second is the miracle run of our 2015 New York Mets.
Woo!
All right, so the 2015 New York Mets.
What a year.
What a year. I remember starting off hot, the 11-game winning streak.
We weren't supposed to be there. We had all the pitchers that were throwing the heat that nobody else was throwing at the time.
And then like 15, like I said, I went to New York for my first 2 series. And then Saturday night with the 7 line. And then that Sunday game, we went to the Sunday game, ended up being Noah Syndergaard's home debut and actually his first MLB win. So that was awesome. And then it's just the riding high. And then it all got satisfied. And actually, it's funny. It was Alan's bachelor party that we clinched the division. I remember watching it. We're like, well, now we can really celebrate.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the crazy thing is on my actual wedding day.
Oh my God,
Max
Max
Scherzer no-hit the Mets.
I remember I'm all
good.
I think we got kind of dirty looks from the girls. We're like, what are y'all doing? Like, nothing. We're getting no-hitted right now.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, come on, guys. But, I mean, our team was pretty loaded, man. We had Lucas Duda, Daniel Murphy, Flores, Dyer.
Going into the season, I expected to compete for the wild card that year. Like, show promise. We got these young pitchers. And then the trade for Cespedes, what blew me away, especially what we gave up. I was like, what did we give up? Because I figured we lost one of them, Noah Strasburg, not Strasburg, but Mats or someone. I was like, we gave up one of these pitchers, and we didn't. Of course, Fulmer pitched the next year for the Tigers and did great. I haven't really heard much since. I think he got injured, but that was a run that no one, including us, was expecting. And then came the playoffs. And I think we all agree that we're going to watch it together. We watched pretty much the first round together. We made it work.
Yeah, we were taking what was it? Shots of mezcal.
So game 1 was at your apartment, and then game 2 we went to Mike's where he was living at the time, and you brought that nasty stuff, and we all agreed to take a shot if someone hits a home run. Well, someone does. Alan, we poured this thing. We haven't tasted this yet. Alan's like, it's from Mexico.
It's mezcal, so it's like it's like the same plant that tequila is made from, but this is the one that has the worm in it because they want you to show that there's enough alcohol to preserve that worm.
We took the shot. I threw up that shot, and I wasn't drunk. That shit was disgusting. And for some reason, this fool still has this bottle in his house.
Yeah, so if anybody wants shots.
I still don't know why he kept that because we all said, nope, we're not doing that no more tonight.
Oh, man.
But God. And then that was game 2 where we were leading and then the Utley slide.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was crazy.
To kill him after that game. And then game 3 was the blowout. And then, of course, 5 when, DeGrom pitched 13 strikeouts. And then
who was it? What did he hit? Was it Ruben Tejada?
Yeah, Ruben got taken out. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, our pitching staff was pretty crazy. I couldn't believe we still had Jonathan Neese on the team. I must not be paying attention. We had Bartolo Colon, Big Sexy, Jacob DeGrom, Matt Harvey, the Dark Knight at the time.
Yeah.
Jonathan Neese and Syndergaard. So, yeah, man, our team was looking pretty good. And Jairus Familia was throwing great at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, it all went downhill when we decided to let Harvey stay out there and complete that game, man.
Yeah, so then of course, we went to...
We led every game. That's what blows my mind.
We go against Cubs. We sweep them, which I was like, this could be bad for us when we swept the Cubs. I was excited, and then what made me a little more mad is, of course, this happens because I went on vacation to Disney World in Florida during the World Series.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I'm finding a way to watch this. Of course,
man.
My wife didn't understand, but I'm just like, we're in Disney World. I'm like, we have never been to the World Series since 2000. It's been 15
Subway
years.
Series.
So shut up.
Who knows when we're going back?
Yeah, I was like, who knows? Like, this is rare. And she's getting it now, but with me going to the 7-line game that year, there was ability to buy World Series tickets. And it hurt for me that I couldn't buy them because I was in Florida. Like, it was at the regular rate, no gouging. It was like $170.
Yeah, one of the autograph collectors we follow, he was from Florida. He was selling all his Mets collection so he can get there. I
remember that because that's how you got some of your baseballs.
Oh, yeah. That's how I got Mike Trout, Miguel Cabrera.
It was an interesting time. And then I remember I left Florida to watch game 5 because I wanted to be home, and unfortunately didn't turn out the way we wanted, but it was a run that I will never forget for a while until we go back.
We weren't expected to be there. That's what made it so bittersweet because we were like, we're not supposed to be here. And
yes.
Here we are. Knock.
And like you said.
And we swept the Cubs, man. That was crazy.
Murphy went on the run.
Yep, and then he punished us after that when he got traded to the Nationals.
Well, he just signed with the Nationals.
Well, he just got he had a great run every time he played against the Mets.
Yeah, because during that postseason, then there on out, he became a hitter out of the blue.
Crazy.
But, leading every game, it hurts, that late inning for game 1. Game 2, it hurt. Another late. And game 3, we won in New York. Game 4 was a late inning, and then game 5, letting Harvey stay out there.
I'm tired of just winning one game in a World Series. It's so sick.
Yeah.
Did we win? We won one game, I think, in 2000, right? But it was either way. It was either 4-1 or 4-0.
Yeah.
It was no more than that. Right.
But, it was cool. So we were like, okay, we've been there. Let's get back.
Yeah.
Well, 2016 happens, Well, that goes into, like we said, so my first 7-line game was in 2015. It was raining, center field. It was a blast sitting in center field, having a great time. First Citi Field game with the 7-line was awesome. And then 2016, right? Yeah. Is when me and you went to the National 7-line game.
Okay.
And that was pretty fun.
Yeah, that was fun. I mean, I know we ordered our stuff, a lot earlier in this. Like when they first dropped the tickets, we ordered ours. And I know they sent us a little cool bag that came with like
we got our T-shirts, we got the pin,
a pin that we put on the hat,
and then with the tickets, it came with like $10 concessions credit.
Yeah, so it was a great deal. And we went up there. We basically went up there a day early. So I think we went up on Friday.
We went Friday. We
caught a Mets game.
The Friday night game. Yep.
And then the next day we decided we were going to go explore DC some because I really haven't explored DC since I was like 8 years old. So we go out and explore DC. We're going to all the monuments, walking all around, taking the metro all over the place.
Yeah.
Getting all the spots, eating at We the Pizza, things like that.
Yeah.
And then we get to we're actually at a museum and we're seeing other Mets fans there because they're wearing the 7-line take over the Capitol basically shirts.
Yeah.
And we're like, hey, what's up? Yeah. So you've seen all the Mets fans there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then we get in there, of course, have a great time. Unfortunately, we did lose a nail biter. I think it was 1-0.
Yep.
Like both was pitching well,
But our section was really loud. I mean, hey, there was a lot of Mets fans there trying to make it.
Yeah,
a
and
thing.
I remember that's the game that actually Jim Brewer came down to DC with. He
Oh
rode
yeah,
the bus.
Yeah,
and
they
stuff.
picked up Jim Brewer and he came over. The comedian, he's a big Mets fan, and me and Alan, we were sitting right next to Captain Obvious or whatever for the Nats, and he's like one of the guys you always see there, kind of like the Marlins, man. You always see this guy's always at the Nats games.
Yeah, it was funny. And then I remember my cook at a time kept texting me like, "Oh, see you on TV, see you on TV." I'm like, "Okay, that's cool, I guess." I remember I think I recorded it and never really watched it back, but it was pretty cool. But then that goes into, I guess, to be the off season. Well, before that in the season, and then of course you and your dad came over to my house. We watched the Walker game. That was Noah at his best.
Yep.
Lights out
Yep.
against Mad Bum and then of course in the 8th inning, Familia goes out there trying to get us. I think was it 5 people out, and then gives up the 2 or 3 run home run. And then Mad Bun goes back out there and just closes it out.
Right, so sad.
But during that all season, or I think it was like right before the beginning of the season, Seven Lions said they have a documentary coming out.
Yeah.
It was going to be on MLB.
It was going to be on ESPN.
ESPN or MLB.
It was the Sports Illustrated
Yeah.
came out the documentary. It was called "Loyal to the Last Out."
Yep. So of course we recorded it because I think we went to a Tides game or something, and then
Yep.
and when we got home and watched it.
I think I saw it first. I was like,
Yeah.
dude, Alan, we're in the documentary. We're in Sports Illustrated. It's Loyal to the Last Out. I sent him a screenshot of like the pictures I took of it.
So I watched it fast forward to. So they did that game that we went to in DC. They're following
Part of the
them,
documentary,
The
yeah.
documentary, and sure enough, there's a scene where they walked in, they panned out, and you saw us. And then there's one where they strike out, throw them out
At second base, and after they
and they
showed
showed the
that,
fan, and we like you
me
saw
and Alan
us
are there. I'm like, oh man.
So that's always like something cool. Like I think I just did the subscription for Amazon Prime so I could watch it again like last year, and it was pretty neat. Like just like it's something there. Like you know.
We're there.
So like, oh, are you a diehard Mets fan? Yeah, watch this documentary.
Yeah, we're
I'm in
loyal
2 scenes.
loyal to the last out, and guess what? We're in there.
So yeah, it's always something special to watch that and be in something cool like that. The next thing I think we both kind of agree upon is the best World Series that we have watched. Can remember.
And maybe it's just because it's a recent one, but it's been really exciting to me and Alan. I mean,
it's cool when the Red Sox broke the curse, but it was a 4-0 sweep.
right.
And then I'm trying to think. And then the only other closest one than the one we agreed upon was, I think it was 2011 when Cardinals came back to beat the Texas Rangers.
I felt bad for
Because
Texas.
I remember they're on their last out. They're about to win the World Series.
That was crazy.
And then Pujols got on. Okay. Then David Freese hit the home run. Like,
Yeah,
we'll see you
yeah,
tomorrow night.
yeah,
I'm like, oh my God. And then they got down to again, and then still they lost. I'm like,
Just sick.
That one hurt.
But you're right. That one was great too.
Yes,
You're right. That
besides
was pretty
this
good.
one-
But the best World Series that we remember seeing most recently was, I think, the 2016 World Series with the Indians versus the Cubs.
yes, I know it's a year after, we had our hearts broken watching the World Series, but this one was a duel. Like, they went back and forth. And then the biggest thing is Game 7.
Yeah.
like you're trying not to fall asleep because it's late, and then they get the little rain delay. They go to extra innings, and then man, that just
Well, they probably shouldn't even gone to extra innings though. Like there was big leads prior to getting back to that point. Like it was just crazy.
It's just like
offense.
it was like Cubs about to win it, and then Rajai Davis hits that he pinch hit and hits a 3-run home run to tie the game, and it was just insane. And then rain delay, and it's like okay, and then Ben Sobers hits the go ahead, and then
was that the year that 8 of the starters on the All-Star team were from the Cubs?
it was a year after.
Oh,
that.
the year after that. Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense. I was about to say.
Yeah, and then they did it, and they pulled it off. It was just
It was great.
great World Series.
It was exciting. It was fun to watch, especially if your team's not in it. Most
Yeah.
people don't care, but it was a really good series to watch.
Yeah, like before that, every odd year with the damn Giants, it was like okay. It was cool just to watch, but memory wise, besides the Texas Ranger and the Cardinal one, was the 2016. 17 was cool because I was rooting for the Astros because I like some of their guys, but now it's like
Yeah, now it's like, well, F that.
18. I really could care less about 18 because I remember Red Sox. I'm like, they win too much already.
Yeah.
It's like how they go on this magical run, and then I just didn't want Nationals to win last year. I was rooting for the Astros,
especially after that wild card game. They had no business getting past that round. They should have. The other team should have locked it up right there. They were up by I don't know how many runs. It was just sick.
Yeah, because I think I remember I was like, I think Braves representing the NL, and that was hard for me to write down. I was like, but they were a solid team, young pitching. I'm like, they can do it.
I thought they could for sure.
And then, God, that game 5 against the Cardinals when it was 10-0 in the first inning, I'm like, well, this is a wrap.
That's what I thought.
God, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if any of you guys have a World Series that you thought was really cool, let us know.
Yeah, because like you said, with Subway Series, it wasn't well. 0-1 was good with when the Yankees lost to the Arizona. I remember that the walk-off hit. Other than that, Miami wasn't, the 2 times Miami won. Cardinals, those years they won, it was cool. But 16 was definitely the one that stood out to me. Yeah, it might be recently, but I think because it's so well battled and stuff.
All right. Well, since this episode is about our experiences, me and Alan are avid autograph collectors. So let me ask Alan, what is your best autograph story?
So it was a toss between 2, one with you and one wasn't. So the first one is Yoel Moncada.
Okay.
So this is when he's the number 1 prospect. I think we went to the Saturday night game and we're getting the other people in the White Sox farm system, and then Yoel Moncada comes out. Of course, everyone crowds him. He starts signing, and then I don't know, people start double dipping. And he's just like, no more, and walks away. And I'm like, and I've tried Friday night, I tried Saturday night. I'm like, this is getting ridiculous. So I said, fuck this. I got up till when they got there Sunday morning. I got there at 11 o'clock in the morning because it was a day game, and I finally got his autograph. Nice. And it was cool. It was just a cool story. It was like, because I wanted to get him because I'm like, if this guy turns into a stud, like, I want to get at least one. Like, there was guys that was there before us who, like, I remember them from the night before, like, yeah, we got like 9 of them so far this weekend. I'm like, do you really? I'm like, you're definitely selling them. Like,
right.
They had multiple debut tickets, a couple different baseballs. I'm like, and they were chasing people. I'm like, yeah, I'm not chasing people. This is a cool thing that we're just doing here. And then the other one is the one that we share.
Yeah. This is one of the ones that are one of my best autograph stories as well.
Yeah.
So Alan's like, hey, Jordan Zimmerman's coming down. He's doing a rehab start. And I'm like, okay, cool. So me and Alan are checking out the game. It just so happens that, he starts the game. I don't think he does okay.
Before that,
I
don't know if you remember this. This is the cool part of the story where we decided to go. We go to the ticket, and the guy's like, do you get your tickets yet? We're like, no.
Oh, yeah.
And like, well, here, take these.
He was like a fun police guy or something like that.
So we're like, cool. So we got 2 free tickets. So we walk, and then we realized on top of it,
they were for the picnic area.
There were extra tickets for the picnic area. I guess someone wasn't coming, so they gave it to him to give out. So we got a free game ticket and free food.
Yeah. And we got to see Jordan Zimmerman start the game.
Yeah.
So the game's going on. Me and Alan have our fill with all the free stuff we can get. And then it gets to the point to where all of a sudden it's going to extra innings. And Alan's like, man, I don't know if he's going to stick around here during this because he might have to get called back or something. So me and Alan are like, all right, let's go downstairs. So we leave the game early. We go downstairs. There's nobody there, just me and Alan. We stand there for a bit. Nothing's happening. So we're like, hey, let's go sit in the car. So we sit in the car. We're eyeballing the place where the visitors come out. And next thing you know, there's a guy out there with a bunch of luggage. And I'm like, is that his trainer? I was like, hold on, where's this luggage coming from? Like, who is this guy? And then next thing you know, we see a player come out. I'm like, dude, that's got to be Zimmerman. So me and Alan like, let's go. So we got out.
And sure, we care, like, yeah, give him 1 second, guys. I'm like, awesome.
And we're the only ones there. So we're the only ones there about to rack up on Jordan Zimmerman. This is like right after he signed his big contract.
Yes, it was. It was a year after he signed the big deal with the Tigers.
And I know he probably, maybe he didn't care, but me and Alan were there in our Mets gear, so I don't know if he really cared because he played for the Nationals prior to that. But anyways, we get our autograph. I got a 2013 All-Star ball autographed, and Alan got...
I think it was the 10-year national anniversary ball.
Nice.
Because I think I got that when we tried to get Trey Turner.
Oh, okay.
So I knew he was making his debut that year, and I was like, I need him to sign it. And I didn't get him because... I got him on the 11 by 14, and then he got called up that next day.
Yeah, luckily, the only game I went to see Trey Turner play at, I got him prior to the game. He signed a 1 of 20 baseball card of mine, and then on the way out, I got him on a 1 of another card.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. And speaking of another autograph story, when we went to that 7-line game where me and Alan were featured on Sports Illustrated, we got some autographs there too. So prior to the game, we were hanging out around the Mets side, and Curtis Granderson came over there, nicest guy ever. He made sure he signed everybody's autograph. He signed an autograph for everybody who won one.
Yeah.
And then after the game, I think we got one. I don't know if it was after that game, but I
Yeah,
thought
it was after the game because we were waiting for the buses to leave because they were going back to New York. And
it was funny because when they were coming out to the buses, all the Mets players were dressed up in skirts or golfer gear.
Yeah, I think it was golf gear or something like that.
And some of the rookies were dressed up as in skirts or dresses.
But then it happened, I guess he was taking a different way back. Travis d'Arnaud was right there, and I realized who it was. I said his name and got his autograph.
Yeah, nobody knew who he was. I was like, dude, I think that's Travis d'Arnaud. I was like, yell his name. Let's get his autograph.
Yeah, I was like, d'Arnaud. And he's like, he gave the 1 second finger. I'm like, awesome.
He turned around like, oh, who's calling my name? And then I also got another autograph. I got Anthony Rendon's autograph.
Yeah, the night before we went to the Friday night game, which we almost missed the train back to our hotel room.
Hey, it was totally worth it though because Rendon was leaving in his car and somebody got him. I was like, dude, come on, man.
I remember we saw Cespedes and Reyes got into a rental car. They didn't stop, but but Rendon did stop.
Oh, you would expect they're not at the home stadium. I get it.
So.
But anyway, so that was your best autograph story. And also, like I said, my best autograph story also was probably the Justin Zimmerman one. I know that another story was pretty cool. It's one of my best just because it was a crazy story. David Wright actually came to my uncle's house on a Thanksgiving one year. And we don't know his family like that. His dad's a cop, and my uncle is a cop, and he did us a favor back when in his younger days. And he signed autographs for a lot of my family. So when I got there that Thanksgiving, after he already left, I got some autographs from him. So that's pretty cool. What about your worst autograph story?
Ooh. So the one you're probably going to say is one of my worst too, but I'll go with a different one first. He was a former major leaguer trying to get his career back in line with the Orioles. It was Pedro Alvarez.
Okay.
So this is the second game of the season. Got a ball. You can tell he didn't heard he was hard after the first game. I'm like, great, let me get him now before he gets even pissier or whatever. He takes my ball and barely signs it, so you can barely see it. Other than that, I had a but my marker die on Ozzy Abriez when he was a 17-year-old with a Brave system. That one hurt.
Oh, I was going to say another one time that your pen died or broke was when we got Kadyr's autograph at the Dick store.
Yeah, the other one died. I said, give me the other one, and he signed that one. But there was another one that it hurt. It was a prospect, but he didn't pan out, so I didn't mind that. So, but then the other one is the one you're going to share.
Yeah, man, this one is so hurtful just because
we talked about it earlier in the show.
Me and Alan knew about it. So we earlier that day. So there's a day we went to Cam Chancellor, local football player here,
Memorial Day cookout
for the Seahawks. He had a cookout downtown Norfolk, and then after that we were going to go to the Tides game and get autographs. So we got all these football players over there. We're getting autographs from Cam Chancellor, a lot of the locals like Tyrod Taylor.
We got Richard Sherman that day.
Richard Sherman, yeah, we got a lot of guys.
Yeah.
But also, it's also part of the worst ones because one of the guys who was there who didn't sign for us was Marshawn Lynch. I get it. You don't have to sign.
Only for the kids.
He was there for the kids, so that was cool. I mean, he stood there with the kids at the slide and was just hanging out there all day, and he's kind of a little belligerent. He might have been drunk. I don't know. But after that, we went to the Tides game, and this is when Aaron Judge was playing AAA for the Baby Bombers, the Yankees.
Aaron Judge and Sanchez, but Sanchez was hurt.
Yeah. So we're there, and prior to the game, we're sitting up there, and we see this kid talking to Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge is huge in person. He is tall as I don't know what, man. After the game, we're like, hey, let's get his autograph. Everybody's trying to get his autograph. I don't know if you know, but when you go to a AAA team's game and the Yankees are the team that's playing, it doesn't matter where you are. They have fans.
Well, the biggest thing, I think, why there was more people there trying to get autographs.
May the 4th.
It was that, but it was also when Nick Swisher was trying to come back with the team and stuff.
Right, that's true. Okay.
So everyone saw the name, that name, so everyone was there and trying to get his autograph pregame, and then some people did stick around where it's more than normal. So Yankees, yes, more than normal people hang out. I think I've done the year or two after that where there's really no one on the team, but people came out because it's the Yankees.
Exactly. So we're there. Aaron Judge comes out. He's signing a couple autographs. Me and Alan are patiently waiting in line. We're not trying to jump on a guy and get down his throat. He's signing. The lady in front of me has a ticket she wants him to sign, and she doesn't even have a pen. I'm like, okay, look, you can borrow mine. I let her borrow my marker. He signs the ticket, and next thing I know, he hands me back the pen. He's like, I got to go. The bus is leaving. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? I'm like, dude, come on, man. Just sign this for us. I don't even know what we had. I don't know if we had a picture.
I think you had an 8x10. I had an 11x14 photo.
I'm like, Aaron.
And then I think Matt was with it. He had a ball for me to get signed.
I couldn't believe it, man. I was like, dude, come on, please. He's like, I got to go. The bus is leaving. So sad because we were next in line. He gets on the bus. The bus probably doesn't leave for another hour. It's just sitting
20, 30 minutes because Nick Swisher goes and signs for everyone.
Yes.
Then gets on the bus because he's the last one there, and then it leaves.
Yeah, luckily for us, Nick Swisher's out there. He's just a really nice guy. He's entertaining everybody. He's signing autographs, taking pictures, being funny. Nick Swisher's a cool guy. I just wish that we would have got Aaron Judge's autograph that day. It was so sad.
Especially because that's the next year when he blew up and the autographs just skyrocketed.
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
it's not like
that one's going to hurt now.
Right.
That one will now.
And that's when he broke the rookie record at the time. He crushed over 50 home runs. He was doing his thing.
Yeah.
I was just like, look, man, we missed out on the opportunity there.
Yeah.
It's not that we didn't try.
Yeah, and not like he wasn't there for a while either. There's years prior probably where we could have got him, but that was a year when we really started getting to personal autographing. It was where we buy stuff, eBay and stuff like that. But this is where when we started actually going a lot, getting more comfortable, following people. It was a lot of fun. So that's when it kind of broke out. And then that was the year. And it's where we had this huge high getting Cam and Richard Sherman. And then
it was the same day. We got Nick Swisher. We got Cam. We got a lot of
dinner. Then we went and saw a game where it was packed. And
we even got Ha Clinton Dick's autograph. Because me and Alan, we didn't even know it was him. We're Alan's he's on the list. It could be him. We had to do a tattoo verification. Yep, that's him.
I was I think that is him. And then I remember, and then the tattoo gave it away.
But nobody knew who he was. He was out there playing basketball by himself. And I was like, dude, let's go get him.
And we got him, and then the only thing he made us get it personalized.
But that's fine because I'm not a big seller of autographs.
Yeah.
I usually collect most of mine.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I have what is it? Who is it? Louis Giolito. When he was the White Sox, he personalized the ball for me, which I don't care. The weird one is now the one he was with the Pirates, but now he's with the Rays. He was traded. He was an all-star last year. He's a pitcher. It's Mitch something. I can't remember. He's with the Rays now, but he asked for my name, and he put your name, he writes your name first, and then his signature was on top. So I was like,
yeah, that's crazy.
I was dude, are you that big of a prospect?
What's funny is that me and Alan, we were at the point to where we were collecting autographs so much that we could actually call out players and knew who they were. I remember it was Nicky Delmonico was going by. I was like, Nicky, Delmonico, and he came over there, signed an autograph for me. And then this one guy that we all had cards for, he came out of the dugout or whatever. He came out of the stadium, and nobody knew who he was. I was like, hey, you, I know who you are. And I was like, sign this for me. And everybody's like, oh, then they started jumping on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
The guy with the...
That's pretty much it. When you get a AAA and people don't see faces or they miss someone so quick.
Yeah.
Is when one person gets them, everyone runs.
Yeah, exactly.
I forgot the player's name, but I remember he was with the minor leagues. I forgot what team. He's an Asian player. He's the one that hit the walk-off home run for the Giants to go to one of their last World Series. I can't think of a name, but I got that picture.
Colton Wong or something?
Something like that. I don't know Colton Wong, but it's not that guy. But
that's
but it's stuff like that. You got to realize me quick. Prospects, some sign, some don't. But hey, it's part of if they don't want to sign, they don't want to sign.
Ishikawa?
Yes.
Travis Ishikawa?
Yes, that's what it was.
Okay, I was thinking Matsuhara Tanaka or what was it? Kaz Matsui.
No, but it's been a blast. The most friendliest, down to earth that I've gotten, I don't know, 20, 30 times was Trey Mancini.
Yeah, Trey Mancini,
He
great
would sign
guy.
everything for you.
Yeah, and Christian Walker was pretty cool too. So
and then he went to a short signature there towards the end of the Orioles.
I mean, I get it.
So, but it's still young. That's what I said. I hope their number one prospect comes through Norfolk the next 2 years. I want to go get a couple. Well, we'll see when we get baseball. What's the minor leagues going to be like?
Yeah, that's true. Also, another bad autograph story is when we went to the spring training. It was like an exhibition game. Orioles and Tides. Me and Alan get there super early, take off the day of work, and it pours down rain. And we got all the pictures ready. And the guys like, we're not signing shit. I was like, oh my God. Like, even when they left, they weren't really signing. I was like, this sucks.
Yeah, like a few, like Adam Jones started signing, and then
for some kids.
And then it started raining, so then he ran. I remember getting Trey.
They had an Asian player there too that I was trying to get his autograph.
I remember I got Trey Manzini's on his debut ticket that day.
That was cool.
And then what hurt me was, I think 2 years ago, I was going to go to the exhibition game, and it was freezing. Freezing cold. And I was like, I'm not doing it. And of course, one of the guys that gets autographs posted something, and apparently everyone decided to sign that day.
Yeah.
Like, he got Adam Jones twice, he got Manny Machado twice. I'm like, you got to be joking me. Mm-hmm. I would have went, watched 2 innings, and probably would have left.
Yeah.
But hey. But hopefully they do it soon. Another exhibition game here in Norfolk. I was really hoping, because the last 2 years, it would have been pretty cool. I put on Twitter. I tagged both of them. The last game of spring training was both Mets and Orioles. And I was like, why not have the old club versus the new club in Norfolk? And I thought they were going to do it this year, but then they did. Then they called the exhibition game up in, I think it was at Fort Worth or something. But then, of course, everything got canceled because of Corona.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much like kind of a baseball areas we want to talk about. Give a little show. Some fun talks.
Yeah, hopefully we have some more news next week and we can give you some other stuff. If not, we'll come up with something to talk about.
Yeah, because who knows? We might get this news where we get baseball in
That'd be
a
great.
week or two, which would be insane. We can talk
ramp
about
it back up.
How the hell they're going to do like so many inning limits, roster expand, and then there's even possible where they might delete the 3-batter minimum rule for now. Just we'll see what happens. But so we'll catch y'all next week. Y'all stay safe. See y'all next time. All right, guys. Thank you for checking out this episode. Please share us if you enjoyed this content. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at AA Sports Podcast. Catch y'all next week. Peace.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. That's right. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. That's right. For the record, lab on me going all the way. All the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. Stop. For the record, for the record, for the record, for the record, for the record. Been a little too nice to y'all. Now I gotta up price on y'all. Snake eyes on dice for y'all. Shoulders on ice for y'all. A6 all the hay. I won't get a ball today. Got lost in the ball and A's. I'm flipping the balls. I'm flipping the on record, off record. I still count wins when they got it. On record, off